The void of space ripped open like a wound, and she emerged from the shadows of her warship, her eyes burning with the fire of 1,000 dying stars, claiming me before I could even scream. Jax Harlan's heart slammed against his ribs as the alarms blared through the cramped cockpit of his scavenger ship, the Eclipse Runner. Red lights pulsed like blood, warning of an incoming vessel that dwarfed his own by magnitudes. He had been drifting through the forbidden sectors of the Andromeda Drift, scavenging remnants of ancient battles for tech to sell on the black markets of New Terra. It was a fool's game, but poverty made fools of everyone. Now, staring at the holographic display, he saw it. A Varathian dreadnought, sleek and predatory, its hull etched with symbols that whispered death in forgotten tongues. The Varathians, the galaxy's nightmare, conquerors who left worlds as husks, their females the most lethal of all. And leading them? Her, the one they called Nyxera, the Shadow Queen, whose name alone could silence a crowded spaceport. He punched the thrusters, but it was too late. Tractor beams locked on, pulling him inexorably toward the maw of the beast. "What the hell do you want from me?" Jax muttered, sweat beading on his forehead. His mind raced. Had he scavenged something sacred? Crossed an invisible border? But deep down he knew the truth. In the drift, curiosity killed more than cats. It devoured souls. As his ship docked with a shuddering clang, the airlock hissed open, revealing a corridor lined with armored figures. Their exosuits gleamed under dim, violet lights, faces hidden behind visors that reflected his own terrified expression. They didn't speak, they didn't need to. A single gesture from a lead guard propelled him forward into the heart of the dreadnought. The air hummed with energy, thick with the scent of ozone and something metallic. Blood? No, focus, Jax. Survive this. But as he was marched deeper, a chilling whisper echoed in his mind. "You are mine now, human." What kind of tech was that? Telepathy? Varathians were rumored to have psionic abilities, but rumors were just that until they weren't. The corridor opened into a vast chamber, throne-like in its grandeur, walls pulsing with bioluminescent veins that mimicked a living organism. And there she sat, Nyxera, perched on a dais of obsidian. Her skin was a deep indigo, shimmering like oil on water, her eyes twin voids that pulled at his soul. Horns curved elegantly from her forehead, and her form was both lithe and lethal, clad in armor that seemed to breathe with her. She was beautiful in a way that terrified, a predator's grace wrapped in enigma. "You trespassed into Varathian space." Her voice resonated, not through air, but directly in his skull, a velvet blade slicing through his thoughts. Jax staggered, clutching his head. "But you are not just any intruder. The stars whispered your name to me." He forced himself to stand tall, though his knees threatened to buckle. "Stars don't whisper. And if they did, they'd tell you to let me go. I'm nobody, just a scavenger trying to make a living." Her lips curled into a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Nobody? Yet you carry the mark." She extended a hand, and holographic projections flickered to life around him. Images of his tattoos, the swirling patterns on his arms from a drunken night on Epsilon Prime. But now they glowed faintly, responding to her presence. The ancient claim. You bear the sigil of the bonded. In Varathian lore, it means you are destined to claim a queen or die trying. Jax's blood ran cold. Claim a queen? This had to be a joke, a cosmic prank. But her guards shifted uneasily, their weapons humming to life. What ancient ritual had he stumbled into? And why did his heart pound not just with fear, but with an inexplicable pull toward her? The chamber seemed to close in as Nyxera rose, descending the steps with predatory elegance. She circled him, her tail, long and tipped with a razor edge, brushing his leg like a lover's touch laced with threat. The bonded sigil awakens only in the presence of a compatible soul. You, human, have ignited mine. But to claim me, you must prove worthy. Fail, and your essence feeds the void. Prove worthy? Jax's mind spun. He was no warrior, no hero from the Holovids. Just a man haunted by the loss of his family in the last galactic war, scraping by on wits and luck. Yet here he was, facing the galaxy's most dreaded alien woman, and something in her gaze stirred a fire he thought long extinguished. "What if I refuse?" he challenged, his voice steadier than he felt. Her laughter echoed in his mind, cold and intoxicating. Refusal is death, but acceptance, that could rewrite the stars. She leaned close, her breath warm against his skin. "Choose, Jax Harlan. Claim me or perish." He swallowed hard, the weight of the galaxy pressing down. In that moment, he saw flashes, not memories, but visions, her leading fleets to victory, loneliness etched in her immortal eyes, a hidden vulnerability beneath the dread. Was this the bond? Or madness? With no escape, he nodded. "I claim you, Nixera, whatever that means." The guards gasped, a ripple of shock through the chamber. Nixera's eyes widened, then softened imperceptibly. "Then the trial begins." But as she turned away, a whisper slipped into his thoughts. "You have no idea what you've unleashed." What had he done? The dreadnought's engines roared to life, propelling them toward unknown horizons. Jax was thrust into a world of alien customs, where every glance from Nixera felt like a test, every conversation a dance on the edge of oblivion. The bond pulsed between them, a psychic link that shared fragments of emotions, her ancient rage, his human grief. It was intoxicating, terrifying. But that was only the beginning. As days blurred into weeks aboard the Vortex Queen, Jax learned the Varathian ways under duress. The ship was a labyrinth of crystal corridors and zero-grav chambers, where warriors trained in brutal simulations that left bruises on body and soul. Nixera assigned him a mentor, a grizzled Varathian named Kaler, whose scars told stories of battles Jax could scarcely imagine. "The Queen sees something in you, human," Kaler growled during their first sparring session, his energy blade humming inches from Jax's throat. "But weakness will kill you both." Jax dodged, his muscles aching from the augmented gravity fields. "Why me? I'm not one of you." Kaler's eyes narrowed. "The sigil chooses. It binds souls across species, a relic from the Elder Wars. But bonds can break, and when they do, empires fall." He lunged again, forcing Jax to parry with a borrowed vibrostaff. Pain shot through his arm, but he held firm. That night, in his quarters, a Spartan cell with a viewport overlooking swirling nebulae, Jax felt her presence before she appeared. Nixera materialized from the shadows, her form cloaked in a silken robe that accentuated her alien allure. "You fight like a cornered beast," she said, her voice a soft intrusion in his mind. "But there is fire in you." He sat up, heart racing. Fire? Or desperation? "You pulled me into this madness." She approached, her eyes searching his. Through the bond, he glimpsed her isolation, the weight of ruling a warlike people, the endless cycle of conquest to protect her kind from extinction. Madness? Or fate? The galaxy is vast, Jax, but lonely. I have led my people for centuries, yet no one has ever claimed me, until you... Their hands touched, and electricity surged. Emotions flooded. Her fear of vulnerability, his longing for connection. In that moment, barriers crumbled, and they shared a kiss that tasted of stars and secrets. But as passion ignited, alarm pierced the air, intruders aboard. What enemy dared board the Vortex Queen? And why now, when vulnerability bloomed? The attack came swift and merciless. Shadowy figures in cloaked suits materialized in the corridors, wielding disruptors that nullified Varathian psionics. Jax grabbed his staff, racing alongside Nixera as she barked orders telepathically to her crew. Blasts echoed, the ship shuddering under fire. "Rebels," she hissed, "the exiled Varathians who reject the old ways." They fought back-to-back in the main hangar, Jax's human ingenuity complementing her lethal grace. He jury-rigged a console to overload enemy shields while she dispatched assailants with fluid strikes. But one got through, a blade aimed at her heart. Jax dove, taking the hit, a searing pain that blurred his vision. As he fell, her scream echoed in his mind. No. He awoke in the med bay, nanites knitting his wounds. Nixera hovered over him, her face a mask of concern that cracked her regal facade. "You saved me," she whispered, her hand on his chest. "Why?" "Because the bond," he rasped. "Or maybe more." Her eyes softened, a tear, alien iridescent, falling. In that vulnerability, love sparked, fragile yet fierce. But whispers among the crew grew, a human bonding with their queen. Blasphemy! What storms would this ignite? As the Vortex Queen limped toward the Varathian homeworld, Vexera Prime, tensions simmered. The planet loomed in the viewport, a jewel of crimson oceans and towering spires that pierced storm clouds. Jack stood on the bridge, Nyxera at his side, her presence a constant hum in his thoughts. The bond deepened daily, sharing dreams where he saw her youth, orphaned in war, rising through ranks with ruthless determination. She, in turn, felt his losses. Parents vaporized in a colony raid, siblings scattered to the winds. "The council awaits," she said, her voice steady but laced with dread. "They will test the bond. If it's deemed unworthy, they will sever it in you." "Sever it?" Jax's stomach twisted. "How?" "A ritual. Painful. Final." Her eyes met his, a storm of emotions. "But I won't let them." Landing on Vexera Prime was like stepping into a fever dream. The air thrummed with psychic energy, alien flora glowing under dual suns. Crowds gathered, murmuring in a language that tickled his brain through the bond. The council chamber was a colossal dome, elders seated in crystalline thrones, their minds probing like invisible fingers. Elder Vorak, Nyxera addressed the central figure, a wizened Varathian with eyes like black holes. "I present Jax Harlan, the bonded." Vorak's gaze bored into Jax. "A human? The sigil mocks us. Prove the bond or face dissolution." The trial began, a psychic gauntlet where Jax relived horrors, his family's death, Nyxera's battles. Pain racked him, but he endured, drawing strength from her. Visions merged, their souls intertwining in a cosmic dance. The elders gasped as the bond flared bright, undeniable. "It is true," Vorak conceded. "But beware, bonds attract shadows." "What shadows?" As they left, an encrypted message pinged Jax's implant from an anonymous source. "The queen hides a secret. She is not what she seems." Doubt crept in. Who sent it? And what truth lurked beneath her indigo skin? Life on Vexera Prime unfolded in a whirlwind of discovery and danger. Jax trained with Varathian elites, his body augmented by their tech, nanites enhancing speed, psionic amplifiers attuning his mind. Nyxera showed him hidden wonders. Underground caverns where stars were born in artificial wombs, libraries of forgotten knowledge from conquered worlds. Their love grew, stolen moments in moonlit gardens where her touch ignited galaxies within him. But whispers persisted. Crew members eyed him warily, and Kaler pulled him aside one eve. The exiled grow bold. "They claim Nyxera's rule is tainted by you." "Tainted how?" Jax pressed. Kaler hesitated. "Varathians mate for power, not love. Your bond, it's human weakness infecting her." "Weakness?" Jax bristled. That night, in Nyxera's chambers, an opulent suite overlooking volcanic seas, he confronted her. "What's the secret they're hiding?" She turned, eyes shadowed. "Nothing that matters." But the bond betrayed her, a flash of memory. A lab, experiments, her creation as a hybrid weapon. Jax recoiled. "You're engineered?" She nodded, vulnerability raw. "Born in a vat, infused with elder DNA to lead our people. But the process left me incomplete until you." Incomplete? The revelation hit, like a supernova. She wasn't just dreaded. She was a construct, designed for war, yearning for soul. Their embrace that night was fierce, bridging divides. But as dawn broke, alarms wailed, the exiled fleet approaching. War had come, and with it, choices that could shatter everything. The battle for Vexera Prime raged across skies and seas. Jax piloted a Varathian fighter, weaving through laser fire, Nyxera's voice in his head guiding strikes. Flank left now. Her dreadnought commanded the fray, But the exiled were relentless. Their leader, a scarred female named Zorith, broadcasting propaganda. The queen is flawed. Her human pet weakens us. Explosions bloomed like deadly flowers. Jax's ship took a hit, spiraling toward the Crimson Ocean. Ejecting at the last second, he plunged into waves teeming with bioluminescent predators. Swimming ashore, he found chaos. Ground forces clashing in the spires. Nyxera fought atop a tower, her energy blades a blur. Jax, her mind voice reached him, laced with fear. He climbed, dodging debris, reaching her as Zorith struck, a psionic blast that hurled Nyxera back. Jax charged, staff crackling, engaging Zorith in a duel of wills and weapons. "You don't understand," he grunted. "The bond makes her stronger." Zorith laughed. "It makes her human, emotional, fallible." Their clash shook the tower, but Jax's ingenuity prevailed. He overloaded her suit with a hacked pulse. Zorith fell defeated, but victory was Pyrrhic. The exiled retreated, vowing return. Nyxera pulled him close, wounds healing under medgel. "You fought for me." "For us," he corrected. Love solidified, but a new threat loomed. The Council's ultimatum: accept the bond fully or exile. The ritual chamber hummed with ancient power, elders chanting in tongues that vibrated bones. Jax and Nyxera stood at the center, hands linked, the sigil on his skin glowing. "This will merge our essences," she warned. "No turning back." He nodded, ready. As energy surged, visions assaulted. Her creation in sterile labs, his lonely drifts through space. Pains shared, joys amplified. But midway, a hidden truth emerged. Nyxera's design included a failsafe. If bonded to a lesser being, she would self-destruct to protect Varathian purity. Horror gripped him. "No, fight it." Her eyes pleaded. "I can't unless your love overrides." In that psychic storm, Jax poured everything: grief, hope, passion. The bond flared, rewriting code, defying creators. She gasped, stabilized. The elders bowed. The bond endures. But peace was fleeting. Scouts reported a greater foe. The Galactic Concord, humans and allies viewing Varathians as threats, amassing fleets. War on the horizon. What alliance could they forge? And at what cost? Months passed in uneasy truce. Jax became ambassador, bridging human and Varathian worlds. On New Terra, he faced skepticism, old friends calling him traitor. "You've gone native," Jax, his brother, long lost and found, accused. "That alien which has you enthralled." "She's more than that," Jax defended, the bond aching with her distant worry. Nyxera visited incognito, her form disguised by holograms. In hidden meetings, they plotted peace, but betrayal lurked. A Concord spy infiltrated, stealing bond secrets to weaponize psionics. The low point came during a summit on neutral ground, a space station orbiting a gas giant. Diplomats gathered, tensions high. Jax stood before the assembly, Nyxera at his side, unveiled. "The bond proves unity possible," he declared. But sabotage struck, explosives ripping the station. Chaos ensued, accusations flying. Nyxera shielded him from debris, her armor cracking. "They fear what we represent." In the escape pod, drifting amid wreckage, Jax held her. "We can't win this." Her eyes met his. "Together, we can—" But doubt seeded. What if the bond was a curse? Recovery on a hidden moon base brought reflection. Jax wandered crystalline caves, Nyxera joining him. "I was made for war," she confessed. "But you taught me love. And you gave me purpose," he replied. Their intimacy deepened, bodies and minds entwining in ways human and alien. Yet the Concord pressed, demanding Nyxera's surrender. "She's a weapon," their admiral broadcast. "Hand her over or we annihilate Vexera." Moral dilemma tore at Jax. Betray his love for peace? Or fight, risking all? "I won't give you up," he vowed. She smiled sadly. "Perhaps you must." No, the turning point loomed. In a daring raid, Jax infiltrated a Concord vessel, uncovering the truth. The spy was a double agent, exiled in disguise, manipulating both sides for Varathian civil war. Revelation exploded. "It's Zorith," He transmitted to Nyxera. She's alive, pulling strings. The mid-story pivot hit like thunder. Nyxera wasn't just a queen. She was the key to an elder artifact, a device that could reshape reality. Zorith sought it through chaos, using the bond as bait. Wait, this is not what I expected. Jax thought the galaxy's fate hinging on their love. Alliances shifted. Jax rallied loyalists, Nyxera confronting her past. They journeyed to the Elder Ruins on a forsaken world, barren rocks under perpetual twilight. The artifact pulsed, an orb of infinite possibilities. Zorith awaited, forces arrayed. The bond is illusion, she sneered. Surrender it, sister. Sister? Twist revealed. Zorith was Nyxera's clone, discarded prototype. Jealousy fueled her rage. Battle erupted, psychic storms raging. Jax and Nyxera fought as one, bond amplifying powers. He distracted, she struck, disabling Zoritha's amplifiers. But Zoritha's final act, activating the artifact partially forcing a choice, save the galaxy or their bond. Emotional low, Nyxera faltered. If I resetted the bond breaks, you'll forget me. Tears streamed. Then remember for both of us. No, Jax intervened, channeling human emotion into the orb. Logic versus heart. Love overwrote code. Artifact stabilized, Zorith vanquished. Peace dawned. Concord sued for truce, Vorathians reformed. Jax and Nyxera stood on Vexera's shores, hands linked. You claimed me, she whispered, and you claimed my heart. As stars wheeled above, their bond eternal, the galaxy whispered of legends born from impossible love. But in the quiet, Jax wondered, was this the end or just another beginning? The artifact's hum faded, but its echo lingered, a promise of futures unwritten. Nyxera turned to him, eyes aglow. With you, I am whole. He pulled her close, the weight of worlds lifting. In that embrace, amid the crimson waves, they found not just survival, but transcendence. The dreaded queen and the human scavenger bound forever, rewriting destiny one heartbeat at a time. And as the dual suns set, casting long shadows across the horizon, Jax realized the truth. Love wasn't a weakness. It was the ultimate weapon, capable of conquering even the void itself.